Hi guys, it's Miss Jordan again. Today I'm going to read you a story, and I'm going to read you a story from my favorite children's series. If you've come to my story times, you might have heard me read The Bad Seed or The Good Egg, and today I have the third book in that installment, and that book is called The Cool Bean. It's written by Jory and Pete Oswald, and it's one of my favorites. So please get comfy. We're going to have some fun, okay guys? Here we go. Watch out! Here comes the cool beans. Yep, you heard me. The cool beans. Oh yeah, check out how they move. Look at the way they swagger. Notice their sunglasses? Ow, ow! The cool beans are known all over school, from house to house, across town, beyond county lines. In the olden days, last year, we were all one big pot of beans. We were a mixed bag, but somehow it worked. Yep, those were the good old days. And then we stopped seeing each other as much. That's just how it is sometimes. You spend less time together, even though you're not totally sure why. I watched as the beans I knew so well, the beans from my own pod, became the cool beans. They were so cool, you guys. One of them could play the guitar. It's pretty cool, right? One of them could draw the best superheroes. It was so cool. One of them could jump higher than any bean I'd ever known. It just doesn't get cooler than that. And me? Well, I mostly stayed the same. Sure, I made some small changes. I wore sunglasses. They were a little bit too big. I slicked my hair back, but it was a little bit too slick. I strutted around and I tried to swagger, but I was still picked last for everything. My clothes never seemed to fit. I snorted when I laughed. I walked into stuff. I was an uncool bean for sure. I started thinking of myself as just a common bean with no special skills. I couldn't compete, so I didn't even try. I'd never be a cool bean. It seemed like there were two types of beans in the world. There were the cool beans, and then there were the beans like me. The days all blended together. I lived my life and things were just okay. I took tests and ate lunches, and mostly I kept to myself. The cool beans continued being cool. I mean, sure, I missed them a bit, but it's not like I was going to say anything. I felt like all that coolness had gotten in the way of our friendship. And that's how it went. Until one day. I was in the cafeteria. I dropped my lunch on my loafers. Ugh. But then something sort of miraculous happened. Out of nowhere, one of the cool beans helped me clean it up. He didn't even say anything. He just gave me a nod and that was it. Later, I was out on the playground. I tripped and scraped my knee, and maybe I cried a little bit, and I guess everybody saw it. Another one of the cool beans came to my side, and without a word, he dusted me off. And then that afternoon, I was sitting in class. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't notice, but our teacher had called on me. Everybody stared. I sat there in silence, and nobody said anything. And then everybody just laughed at me. That was it. After today, I was officially a has-been. But then one of the cool beans stood up and came over to me and everybody watched. She leaned in close and she whispered, "Hey, the teacher asked you to read from page 32. Then she gave me a quick wink and went back to her seat. It was a small gesture, sure, but it was also everything. I walked home with a goofy smile on my face. I smiled all the way through dinner. That day made all the difference. It was a day that could have been really bad if not for the kindness of a few cool beans. It gave me a shred of confidence, and that shred of confidence has continued to grow. Somebody had my back, or a few somebodies. After that, I started hanging out with the cool beans again. Not all the time, but sometimes. at lunch, after school, even on the weekends. Throughout all of this, I realized that it's not about how you look or any of that other silly stuff. It's about a wink or a nod or a smile at just the right moment. It's about dusting somebody off, helping them up again, and pointing them in the right direction. Look, hey, do you need a hand? Yes, please. Now that's cool. That's the end, you guys. That was such a fun story, right? I love that one. Before we go, I want to ask you a question. What do you think makes you a cool bean? What about your grown-ups? What makes them cool? For me, I think it's that I always hold the door open for people. And lately I've been writing cards to our health professionals that are helping us stay safe during these times. Okay guys, well I think it's time to go. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I had so much fun, and I can't wait to see you back in the library again soon. Bye!